veramente che commentasse lei queste due sequenze, perché noi non sapevamo cosa scegliere, perché veramente c'era tantissimo materiale e quindi ci siamo rivolti a lui. Mi piacerebbe che fosse lei a commentare queste due scene che ha scelto direttamente.
Wow, the first part, I was looking at those woods, you know, the things I remember sometimes have to do with where I was often. And there's this beautiful silver beech forest in the South Island of New Zealand. And I remember I really enjoyed working with Sean Bean. He was tremendous. And when he was gone, you know, I really missed him because I had a good connection with him, you know, and I wish we had more scenes. That was the early days of shooting, and there was still time to talk about things as things moved on. We didn't even get to rehearse and work on things. But we really worked on that scene a lot. The writers allowed us to sort of make it our own. It was the most I worked on any scene in that movie, I think. We really worked, and I think it shows when you work on something. It makes it better. And we had a good connection. I remember that day, we did first his side of it in the morning until lunch, you know, while we were running over and his side. He was great. You know, I thought, okay, I don't want to just go down that much. I want to think about this because I want to give back. You know, it's about what I was saying about love, withholding. It's about give and take. That's what life is about, and that's what these scenes are about. And I wanted to give as good as I got, you know. So lunchtime, I stayed up there, and I really went down the hill, and I lay on my back on the ground and looked up at those beautiful trees. It was great, and I was gonna, you know, I was thinking, well, I'll think about the scene I'll work on, and I just fell asleep. You know, and I was like, oh, shit, that's fine. That's what I needed to do, I guess. And I remember waking up and said, okay, let's go. And I just, you know, you have this, I'm not ready. Well, you're never going to be ready. You know, you're never going to be ready in life for anything. You just got to go. And you either get out of bed or you don't. You either leave your house or you don't, you know. And so we did it, and he was very generous, just like Pacino was very genuine. In all these clips, it's about that too. It makes it a lot easier when you have their actors there with you, especially when they're off camera. Every once in a while I've worked with people, men and women, who have a nasty habit of, if they're there when it's off camera, when it's just the back of their head, of intentionally or not, be unhelpful. You know? And really in those cases they may as well not be there. And their faulty thinking is that by making you not do as well, they'll come off better in the scene. I don't think that rarely, if it ever, works, because it really is as good as the other person is. That the scene's going to be better, you're going to be. It's really true. It's not just a cliche. Anyway, he was wonderful, and it was a wonderful day. The other scene is a scene that many, fans of the trilogy will know is from the extended version of The Two Towers. And it was a scene that there's many scenes that I wish had been in the movie that weren't, but you can't put everything in. And I liked it because it was like an unexpected, unusual moment of comedy for both Mirandato's character and mine. And it's nice. It was nice to do that scene. That also, where I was landed there is also landscape, climate. That scene we had to shoot, it took us all day because we had to run in, then it would start raining, we'd run out, we did it in bits and pieces. Because the weather was so changeable in New Zealand that we shot a lot outdoors. It was maddening. Sometimes we'd have to abandon a scene and say, well, springtime next year we'll come back to this part again. Really, we did do that. In this case we got it all on that day, but it was something that should have only taken an hour or two. It took us hours and hours because we had to shoot half of it. I go, oh, cut, we can see the raindrops, and you're looking quite wet. So it was meant to be gray, and that was it. So that's what I remember. But I also remember having fun with her. It was nice. We sort of invented that scene.
Dico, curiosità sull'azione di anni. Uno, com'era la zuppa?
Really bad. We kind of made it as bad and grisly and disgusting and oily as we could. We really made a bad soup. I mean, not that I would die from it, but it wasn't good. That's not method acting. We just used what we could find. It was bad. I didn't think it was going to taste as bad as that.
La seconda è, tu sei stato scelto per Edizione Mentali praticamente credo 3 giorni prima che cominciasse. Doveva esserci un altro attore, Viggo Mortensen, e invece l'hanno offerto a te, tu sei stato, tuo figlio ti ha consigliato di accettare perché era un fan, e sei andato sul set da un giorno all'altro, hai cominciato immediatamente. Ecco, com'è stato per te che invece sei un lento preparatore, precipitarti su un set come quello gigantesco all'improvviso?
Well, you know, you get the time you get, and it's true. I do like to. I'll take all the time they'll give me. You know, even like coming over here today, I was stressed about what am I going to. Can't really prepare for questions if you don't know what the questions are. Just go there and be honest. But I sort of left at the last minute, as people who travel with me know. I get here at the last minute. I sort of try to get the most out of wherever I am, and then it's like, I gotta go, I really gotta go. But same with preparation. I mean, there's certain things I know that I can do, and other things I have to learn. Had I only a day to prepare the character for Eastern Promises, I think it would have been, that would not have been a good thing. I'm not a Russian speaker and a lot of other things. But I hadn't read The Lord of the Rings, and I had the script, and I went, did it on the plane, and just sort of jumped in.
You have to pretend to, ha fatto finta? No, ti avevo letto?
Well, I had to, I mean, you know, well, yeah, fortunately they had me do some stuff where I didn't have to speak at first with a sword, so it was like, okay, he's running around with a sword, and he has the hair. But, you know, Appaloosa, I got there the day before also, but I didn't know how to ride a horse, and I had thought about it on the airplane and various airplanes. And I had been reading and looking at photographs. Yeah, you sometimes don't get much time. Sometimes it's good for you, you know. I don't think it's a good thing to do all the time because you get bad habits. You start relying on certain things that you do more easily than others in terms of reactions and looks. And you kind of get lost in that limitation. It's good to have a while. I'm not one, I like rehearsing. There's a lot of directors that don't like it. There's a lot of actors that don't like it, especially for movies. They feel that it kills the spontaneity. I disagree, you know, I think it's the same. For me, anyway, this falls in the same category as, well, if you want it to look like a punch, you really got to punch the guy. I think rehearsing doesn't kill it. This is why I like Cronenberg. He investigates everything minutely and then throws it out the window and let's shoot. See what happens. As if you've never thought of it, but you do have all this stuff in the back of your mind, and that's how I like to work, you know, just do as much as I can, and then you show up and do it. And you know, you trust that that bag of tricks that you have sitting there will come to you if you need it.
Senti, un'altra cosa per il futuro, allora, può essere che Ara contorni, può essere che nell'Hobbit, che sarà fatto in 2 film, anche se nel romanzo non c'era, può essere che ci sia Aragorn, quindi può essere che ci sei tu. Questa è una domanda, ci sarai?
Yeah, you know, I thought about it. I came somewhat close to doing something once a few years back. I do have a story I like and I might do, but I also have a lot of respect for, you know, what directors have to do when they do a good job. How much time and concentration it takes. And I am someone who's all over the place doing lots of things all the time. And I know, you know, I've said this before, I know I would do it only if I knew I had this time to do it right. I do like photography. I do like storytelling. I know something about putting a movie together just from watching other people do it well and not so well. And most importantly, I like actors. You know? I like what they do and what they together can make me believe and feel. And there's a lot of directors, whether they're aware of it or not, they certainly make actors feel like they don't like them. They have no use for them. Well, they have only one use, and they don't know how to make them do things. Get what they want from them because they don't treat them as, there is no affection. Yeah, maybe.